In this episode, we differentiate between corporate social responsibility and corporate philanthropy, as well as the definitions of corporate citizenship and corporate social responsiveness. And we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Carl. Welcome to the Social Impact Show, where CSR professionals get the latest strategies and tactics to help develop and grow their CSR and goodness programs. Now remember, if this is your first time on this channel and you want to get the latest strategies from the experts, hit the subscription button below, hit the little notification bell so you're up to date. So today I'm joined by Nicole Campbell, CSR expert, and the question we're going to answer is, what is the difference between corporate social responsibility and corporate philanthropy? So Nicole, I'm confused with this because it sounds like they're kind of the same thing, but I'm assuming that they're different.
Yes, and they're often used interchangeably, I find, but they are different. They're related, but they're different. So the easiest way that I use to describe this is think of corporate social responsibility, or CR, as the umbrella that has a whole bunch of different pillars. So these are the enabling aspects of corporate social responsibility. Those are the hows. So corporate philanthropy is just one of the hows that fits under the broader corporate responsibility umbrella. And beside philanthropy, and I'll explain some components of that, you're going to have DE&I, so diversity, equity, inclusion. You're going to have your supply chain. You're going to have your sustainability, environmental initiatives, and then you'll have an employee engagement aspect of things. So this would be your employee giving and volunteering programs. Those should all be sort of working together with one another, but they all have their own strategies, KPIs, and measurements. So from the corporate philanthropy aspect of it, under this broader CR umbrella, this is where companies are giving back strategic grants and money to their communities in one specific way. So this is them, giving money or giving their products. It's a little bit different than what you're doing with some of these other brothers and sisters beside them underneath of the umbrella. Does that make sense?
It does. I think, because when I think corporate philanthropy, the thing that I immediately go to is larger corporations giving, right? Mm-hmm. And then there is that, what is CSR? And if you want to know more about that, we got a video here and I'll leave it in the description below. But it's an interesting concept because I think from the layperson perspective, they're exactly the same thing, right? And then you layer into what I actually want to talk about as well is corporate citizenship, where it's the person inside a corporation or a business actually doing good. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and it is a tricky one to kind of wrap your head around. If you think about it, CR is not just about giving money. And I think that's the nuance. Yes. Corporate philanthropy is the large dollars or product donation money aspect of CR. Then you have hiring practices, as an example, under diversity and equity and inclusion, or ensuring that your workforce is inclusive and people are also learning about DEI issues. And then green is sustainability. Like, what's your urban footprint? How are you promoting your people to be less waste? So it's not just about money, but in philanthropy, as one of the CR components, it is about the money.
So, and then, I was actually researching a little bit further because I wanted to see, the differences between the two, but a term that popped up is corporate social responsiveness. And I actually, the definition of that, so corporate citizenship or corporate citizenship is sort of like the person, but then corporate social responsiveness is the action. So how fast or how effective is the business's response to, you can say crisis, or, what their actions are, versus corporate citizenship is more of the person themselves. So I just wanted to bring that up because that was an interesting term that I actually researched.
Yeah, and if I want to throw another confusing one in there, corporate responsiveness is arguably disaster relief. That's a pretty common term used in this CR world. And a lot of companies have specific people or teams that are devoted just to responding to things that are happening in the world. It could be disasters or it could be political catastrophes, and how they're supporting and enabling their organizations and communities to give back and respond to those.
So let's backtrack here. So corporate philanthropy is just one aspect of corporate social responsibility, right? Because I think that's where most people think of right away. It's like, oh, businesses giving money. But like you mentioned, there's different types and different pillars that they go through, which we actually have a video about, and you can check it out right up here. So is there anything else related to the differences between corporate philanthropy and CSR?
No, that's pretty much it.
So if you want to know more about building a corporate social responsibility program from scratch, you got to check out this playlist here, as well as this video on the benefits of corporate social responsibility. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next episode.